Tonight's Green Rocks. My name's Dennis, and I've got a little bit of stuff from all over. The four or five of my pieces are actually stuff that we found up at Jordan Creek. We go in October for Listwonite, jade, and serpentine. So I've got some nice displays of jade, Listwonite. I've got 3 pieces of different types of jade. I've got 2 different types of moss agate, green moss agate. I've got some malachite, some India tree agate, a cab out of a different Listwonite, and a derrisite from Utah.
Yay, Dennis. My name's Kathy. I've got a couple of pieces of noble serpentine. I've got some, what do you call it now? Larsenite? Used to be
Larsenite,
No,
Freedom Green,
Freedom Jasper.
Freedom Jasper.
Okay. Anyway, ruby fuchsite is very cool. It's green with the fuchsia color. I have a really cool chrysoprase, piece of chrysoprase that I had a little bitty bit of. And I have a really nice collection. I'm in love with this, with Lucienne Bearsite, which comes from Utah. And it's really fun to work. So that's what I got.
All right, my name is Mark, and I have a piece of aventurine, some imperial jasper green, 3 different examples of different types of moss agate, noble serpentine, couple different examples of different types of jade, turquoise, peridot, a green onyx, a thuolite, pink and green thuolite, a serpentine egg, a jade necklace, and crocodile carved out of green soapstone. This is a piece of green seam agate off of Forest Service Road 72 up in the Greenwater area. Coming back to chrysoprase. There we go. 2 pieces of chrysoprase and some green malachite with malachite crystals on it.
Hi, I'm Arlene Skinner, and I have a small collection in comparison with everybody else, but I have here some little tiny pieces of when I was growing up, we called it peridot, that I collected from the San Carlos Apache Indian Reservation down below Coolidge Dam. So that's why it's in this lovely vintage mustard jar. A piece of cherry blossom serpentine from the Wild Turkey Mine. A piece of malachite from somewhere on Earth.
Somewhere on Earth.
No telling. And then we have a piece of dioptase from the Christmas Mine in Arizona, which is by Hayden, Arizona, central Arizona. And another piece of noble serpentine. And if anybody is interested in going and collecting your own noble serpentine, I don't know if Nate's got this on the field trips, but they do open the mine up during the summer, and you can go to their website, washingtonrocks.net, to find out the dates.
Lawrence, I brought in green gemstones, a little bit of everything here, several tourmaline, peridot, there's chrome diopsite. I have a couple, they're blue, they're natural aquamarines, they haven't been heat treated, so they just had that little bit of green to it, like seawater. And I get into some of the rarer stuff. There's some savarite, grandidierite, there's a couple alexandrites, and then a couple of demantoid, and then just a little bit of everything here. There's some couple some corner roofing, and then just a little bit of everything. So anyway, I got a sheet right here that just tells what everything is. If anybody's interested, and they see when they like it, it matches the sheet up here. Take it out in sunlight and then put it under incandescent light. You'll get red, and it'll be either red and green, or red and blue green. This one doesn't have a lot of color change, but it is an alexandrite.
You smoked it out. Yeah. I can never try to.
I'll take information. Absolutely.
The Yeah, the wetlands is defined.
So that's a fancy stuff you're talking about?
It's a type of garnet. It means diamond like. Pigmentoi means diamond like. That's a peridot. That is Brazilian emerald, moldavite, and then Colombian emerald, and then peridot.
I'm very new. This is my first time up here, so I'm really nervous. Thank you, Patty. So I guess green was exciting. So I brought a couple of green things. The story behind two of these green things is I'm adopted. When I met my birth grandfather almost 30 some years ago, I found out that he was like one of the founding members of the Yakima Gem Club, right? And so I inherited some of his rocks, and these are two of them. So copper, correct? Right, copper. I'm helping. I need help. Copper.
It looked like it could be some form of malachite.
Oh, that's even
I'm
better.
not sure.
And the
Put my
other
glasses on.
green one, I don't know what it is either. So I welcome opinions. Richard's got that perplexed look in his eye. So I
Richard
know.
always has that look in his eye.
That's kind of a normal.
I have a lot of pretty green rocks, so I can relate.
No, this rock I got when we went up to Jordan Creek on the field trip last fall, I guess, up to Jordan Creek for listronite, and the consensus is this is maybe serpentine, correct? Serpentine. Yep. And then I collect green rocks because my sister loves green rocks and I tumble them. So I brought some green tumbled rocks to look at because it's almost as fun looking through the rocks as it is finding the rocks. And then they did field trip finds in my grandpa's stuff that I was inherited. I saw this cool piece of petrified wood, and then I looked at the little tag on it, and it said Saddle Mountain for $5.25. And so I was like, and then an addendum to that story is my grandpa got stuck in a hole up on Saddle Mountain, and he had to get rescued, send out for help and get rescued, and I guess there's a Reader's Digest story about their adventures. And he was in his 80s when he was doing that, so that's it.
This actually looks like a fairly interesting rock. I think it may be a copper-bearing mineral over quartz, so a pseudomorph. It may be malachite, but I'm not sure of that.
It's shiny and sparkly.
It's beautiful, thank you.
I'm Ed Newell, and I brought in a mineral specimen of emerald from Colombia, from the Munoz mine, and I've also got some faceted emeralds, which we've heard of before. The other thing I brought in was an early specimen, an early example of a Chatham emerald, which the Chatham emerald is a synthetic emerald, and it was created by a fellow by the name of Carroll Chatham. It's about 80 years ago, he developed a technique for making synthetic emeralds after he first started out trying to make synthetic diamonds. But on his way, he evidently had developed this high-pressure technique. But unfortunately, he said the neighborhood was interrupted by an explosion when his experiment didn't go quite the way he expected. But he eventually did develop synthetic emeralds, and the Chatham Company now makes a synthetic emerald, which is just, again, the same chemistry, as beautiful as the natural emerald. The natural, of course, we can tell the difference because the natural has some inclusions. The synthetic emeralds are almost perfect. I also brought some specimens of crystal peridot, and then I've got some malachite also, including a malachite bracelet.
I'm Wes Ames. I got a couple small pieces of tourmaline, one with a little bit of pink in the middle. I've got a couple slabs of jade, some other jades, some 2 jade cabs. This jade here came from Miramar, small sit-sit jade. Now, this one I actually got from Taiwan. They said it was Taiwanese jade, but I don't really think so. Then I got some moss agate, and a big chunk of moss agate, which came from Oregon. cab of it. Then I got a really dark piece, dark green moss. I could hold up the light to see through it. That way. And I got some crystal frays. I got both green and what they call the lemon. And there's cabs of that cut, 2 slabs. Bloodstone from India, fancy. Got 2 cabs of that, plus 2 chunks of it. And malachite from the Congo. 1 piece cut, and that piece just a little polish on it.
Okay, we got some coffee over here, some tea and everything, and some snacks to try.